So today we continue with our class of Hilchot Deot. Today's class number 27. And Moshe, you want to read for us, please?
Yeah, we're up to number 8, page 89, right? And the Shekhinah departs. Yeah, Rabbi?
I have 88.
88.
Teshuvah.
Yeah, the sticker fell off. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
So, Baalei Teshuvah. Above day 8, we saw that one may not mention that someone is a Baal Teshuvah if either the speaker or listener considers this derogatory, which in fact it is not. Based on the prohibition against relating negative information or information that could cause harm or hurt, it is permissible to relate that a person is a Baal Teshuvah only if, in addition to the speaker and listener, not considering this to be derogatory, the Baal Teshuvah himself is open about his past, and if this fact were mentioned in this presence, he would not feel hurt. Or in case where the Baal Teshuvah is sensitive about his past, the listener is known to be discreet, and information will never be passed on to others.
Any comments?
So, what is it saying? It's saying...
Rufat, could you put us on mute unless you want to speak?
Rabbi,
thank you. Yeah. Well, he's talking. Well,
No, go ahead. I'm trying to,
Okay, you think. Okay, go ahead.
okay. So in regards to, because most people don't think of Baalei Teshuvah as derogatory. So let's say you don't.
Whoa, stop right there. Well, why would it say so? Many people, for many people, Baal Teshuvah like a second class citizen. What are you talking about?
Okay. Let's say where I go to. Let's say over there.
Oh, when you go to, no, I mean for normal people, God-loving people, that's the biggest prize to have a Baal Teshuvah, right? But for some people, it's like a second sort. They don't.
I understand. Okay, so
certain Baalei Teshuvahs like me, like some Baalei Teshuvahs have tattoos. They don't want people to see that. They're also ashamed of that.
No, but it's not even that. I mean, I don't want to tell it too much, but basically, in some circles, the guy's perfect. He's probably he dressed modestly, everything modestly. He does not behave inappropriately. But the fact that he's a BT, they call it BT, Baal Teshuvah, BT. So it's like if he's BT, so nobody wants him to marry him so quick. You understand? It's not. I know somebody. Unfortunately, he was inspired many years, and the guy went to Or Sameach for many years. Then not like 3 or 4 years, from absolute zero. And he was in the medical school. He stopped his medical school, went to this Or Sameach. And he tried to find Shiur, and somehow I don't know how is it possible. I mean, I go from his father's story, so they offer him not whatever he was looking for. Like he was looking from girl and stuff like that, Bes Yaakov, but his parents is not on a level. You understand? So it's not exactly, and because of his past, so he got a lot of rejections. They could not set up even Shiur. Understand? So that there is many prejudices. Don't say it's not a problem. I mean, in normal circles, it should not be a problem. I mean, a Jew is a Jew. If somebody was a sinner, he made Teshuvah. According to Rambam, he's a greater than Tzaddik.
Yeah, isn't it fair to say that it's not about that, but like, a lot of parents, maybe they don't want to marry their daughter to somebody who doesn't know the laws 100% yet. I mean, they're so on the line to make sure that they can run a Jewish household. 3-4 years is not, I don't know if it's enough or what.
No, exactly. No, 3-4 years, it's a big indication that the person changed and there is no problem.
Yeah.
But other people, so you have to understand on another hand, right? So you have to understand these parents, right? So it's like a separation, like a druggie, right? He's clean for 2 years, but he can relapse. So for them is also they're looking at Baal Teshuvah like somebody who can go back to his customs. But opposite is true. This person, he was living that life, and he quit, and he does not want to do anything with that life, right? So these people is they're still craving. They look at, but Balshua, it's disgusting. You understand? But unfortunately, there are many prejudices. So you say Balshua, not good.
All what I heard about Baalei Teshuvah was from, let's say, at the yeshiva, right? There were some kids, all the kids who like became frum, okay?
Yeah. Yes.
All of them married Beis Yaakov girls for the most part, like went to Orsa and so on and so forth. So that's
Okay, all right. Okay, it's not always like that. Okay, so it's not always the case. That's what this is. So one second. So going back to what we were saying. So if you or the guy that you is talking to consider that Balshua is not something derogatory, so you're not allowed to disclose that somebody is Balshua, because he would think of this person as some lesser.
Understood. But my question is like this. Let's say you're in that community that I talked about, they have no problems with Baalei Teshuvah. Okay.
Yes.
But you're not sure if the Baalei Teshuvah has a problem with it, right?
Exactly. That's what it says here. So maybe he's embarrassed. They're perfectly fine, but he's embarrassed for whatever reason. So you're not allowed to mention that he's Balshua.
So because you're not sure of him, but you're sure of everybody else, you're not allowed.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right. So any other comments? Okay. So let's stop here. All right. So we continue this Hilchot Deot, and we're on chapter. We're on chapter 5, and we're up to Halachah 12. Okay, so let's see. Halachah 12. Very short Halachah. So first we read without commentary, then go back and read commentary and discuss. So it says, one is forbidden to renounce ownership of or consecrate all of his possessions, and thereby become burden to society. He should not sell a field and buy a house, sell a house, buy a chattel, or use the money acquired by selling his house for trade. Conversely, he should sell chattel and buy field. The rule is that he should aim to improve his financial position and to exchange the impermanent for permanent. His intention should not be to enjoy slight momentary pleasure or to enjoy some slight pleasure for which he incurs great loss. Okay, so very interesting halacha. So let's see what Rambam is talking about. So basically here, before we start, so basically here is Rambam tells us directions in life. What is the proper thing? What is proper direction in life in this case in financial matters? One is forbidden, so one more time from the beginning of this commentary. One is forbidden to renounce ownership of 142, but declaring the object is hefker. The owner renounces his ownership and gives anyone the opportunity to acquire it. Hilchas Nidorim. Okay. So basically, he said that I don't need this couch. Let somebody else take it. It is hefker. So hefker means anybody can take it. Or consecrate all of his possessions. What does it mean? 143. A gift to the temple treasury. So when we had the temple, a person could consecrate something. He could consecrate his pillow, right? So he would bring this pillow to a temple. They would sell it and use the money for the temple use, right? For temple needs. So basically, if he consecrates this pillow, he cannot take it back. He cannot change his mind. Or the person gets inspired for whatever event, right? And then people and he started throwing money. Said, you know what? I love Hashem so much. I want to consecrate my house to the temple. I was in the temple last week. It was amazing. I want my house to be consecrated to the temple. So Rambam said it's not proper. Right? Consider all of his possessions. So some possessions there is no problem, but all is a big problem. 144. The birchai Yosef, Notes in Hilchot, Arachim, Vecharemerimim, 8:13. The Rambam limits the amount of person should give to charity to 1/5 of his possession and questions why the Rambam does not mention this figure here. We're going to explain what does it mean. The Bircha Yosef explained the difficulty by stating that there are times when wealthy person should give more than 1/5 to his of his possessions to charity. For example, when he's presented by situation of immediate and extreme need. However, even under such a circumstances, a wealthy man should follow the advice of this halachah and not to give the extent that he becomes impoverished himself. So let's understand. So the question is asked by the commentaries, why they say that, why Rambam say he's not allowed to consider all of his possessions, right? In laws of tzedakah, you say that a person is not allowed to give more than 1/5, meaning it's 20%. So all other religions that actually encourage to give as much as possible, and they say, our God is going to pay you back, so don't worry, just give us money and see what happens. And it's a known fact that many people give all of this money to the temples, to their priests, and become broke. So Jewish law, you're not allowed, right? Unless, as they say, as Rambam said, there is some pressing need, and the person is very wealthy. I mean, he has $100 million. Even if he gives half of it, it's not going to affect his lifestyle. Understand? He's not moving out of his mansion, and he's not skipping a meal because of that. So in this case, a different halachah. But for other people, so basically our Jewish law, the rationale is do not be burden for society. So do whatever you can. Do not depend on tzedakah. Whatever you can. You understand? So if person would give more than 20%, so it's 20%. It's a lot. 20% is a lot. Yeah, David. Yeah.
Rabbi, but what if you're so poor that it won't affect you? Meaning, right? Let's say you're, I don't know, you have $35, okay, right? Let's say you're like me, because I live in my parents' house, so on and so forth, right? I can come home, $35, okay, big deal. What, I'm gonna go pay rent with this money? No. So I give $3, $5 to
not allowed. No. It's not in okay. It's not our subject, but I want to address this point. So if parents give you money, so you're not allowed to give to tzedakah unless they agree. So meaning what? That they give you $10, let's say, and you gave this $10 to a poor man. So now you lacking money, so they have to give you more money. You understand? So it's whatever money they give you is still their money. So you're not allowed to do whatever you want with the money. I mean, to give them to tzedakah. Of course, they gave you the money to buy your food, to buy a drink, when this and that. Okay, to use for a bus, but not for, unless they explicitly agree that you can give this money to tzedakah.
Yeah.
And same goes with the wife. So when we marry, so even wife works, it does not make any difference. So all of the money belongs to the husband. You understand? So when somebody knocks at the door, let's say he's at work, she's not allowed to give a lot of money. She's not, unless she knows for sure that husband would not mind. But if she knows that he's stingy guy, I mean, it's never, it's her problem. But she's not allowed to give, like, I don't know, more than $5, let's say.
Mm-hmm. But let's say the parents don't have a problem, right? Let's say, okay?
So if they don't mind, there is no problem.
No. So my question is simply if it's going against Rambam's halachah over here, not to give away all your money, even though all you have is $3. Does it go against the halachah or no?
No. It's not all your money, all your possessions. So possession meaning that you have a house, you have your computer, and all of this. That's what means possession. So a person can consecrate. So a guy got inspired. I don't know. He smoked something, right? And he said, "I want to dedicate everything to the temple." That's the problem. Okay, so let's stop with this topic. Let's continue. All right. Okay, so we explained what he's talking about, and so this Birchai Yosef says, what does he say? That maybe in this wealthy person it's a little different, and when he prays for like such a circumstances. Okay, so continue. Actually, the whole sentence from the beginning. One is forbidden to renounce ownership or consecrate all of his possessions, and thereby become burden to society. Possessions, 145. In Hilchot Arachim, V'Charemim, right? The Rambam writes, a person should not consecrate or dedicate all his possessions. So one more time, accent on all his possessions. Partially he can, but not all his possessions. A person who does so violates the spirit of the Torah. This is not piety, but foolishness. So, I mean, you feel everybody say Chazak Baruch, Yashekoach, and stuff like that for first 5 minutes, but then he's going to regret. I mean, that's not proper way, right? It's, as Rambam said, it's not piety, but foolishness. For behold, he gives up all the money and will require assistance from others. So now he has to feed his family. He needs to pay the rent. Now he had the house. Now he does not. So he has to go, I don't know, ask somebody for basement to live, I don't know, and ask people to help him with money just because he wanted to show off for 1 day or 1 minute even, right? No mercy should be shown to him. I mean, so it says many times, if somebody is foolish, let him die. I mean, he put himself in such a situation. Now we have to carry the burden of his foolishness. You understand? So now I have to pay because he wanted to do whatever he wants to do. So that's very improper. In reference to the similar situation, our sages declare, those who show foolish piety are among those who bring chaos to the world. Right? So the world has an order. The order is according to the Torah. It says give 10%. You want to be generous, give more than 10%. You want to be extra generous, give 20%, and you're going to get blessing. Hashem is going to pay you back, but you don't know when. So okay, but more than that, you go against the order of the world, unless, as we said, he's very rich and it's not going to affect him whatsoever. And it's a present situation, let's say, right? Yeah, go ahead.
But there's a difference between what's called Maaser and Tzedakah, correct?
Yeah, of course.
Because you can give as much Tzedakah as you want, right?
But no, okay. See, here they say give away, so that does this is combination.
Oh,
so when we say Maaser, you're right. When we say Maaser, usually, so people use these terms interchangeably. So if you ask people what's the difference between Maaser and Tzedakah, they say it's the same thing. You just give to Rabbi. No, it's not. I'm saying Maaser is 10%, and Tzedakah is as much as is needed, basically. You understand? But we say that altogether we give up to 20%.
But over here, for example, they just asked the question why Rambam didn't include the 20% rule, right? Maybe that's why he didn't include the 20% rule, because he's not just talking about Maaser, he's also talking about Tzedakah. Yes,
I mean, but here he said about dedication all of his assets. Basically, that's the question that Rabbi asked. Right. Okay, continue. Rather, whoever gives away his money should distribute only a fifth. And so Rambam says clearly, give away for whatever reason. Doesn't matter why he gives away, right? Distribute only 1/5, and he should follow our prophets, right? Our prophets' guidelines, Psalms 112:5. He manages his finances judiciously. This applies both with regard to the matters of Torah and worldly affairs. So, I mean, Hashem said that's what you do. Our sages wrote in a book that's what we do. As we learned before, Rambam told us what to do about our health. what to eat, what not to eat, and how behave ourselves with the wives and stuff like that, all of these things. So now he gives us the direction about financial matters, like how we should conduct our financial affairs. I mean, when person decide to reinvent the wheel, it's not good, basically. It's going to turn into disaster sooner or later. Okay. So if he consecrate everything to the temple, and thereby becomes burden to society, 146, and we're going to explain. In Hilchot matnos anyanim, meaning for poor people, right? Rambam states, a person should always constrain himself and suffer difficulty, but not seek to assistance of others, nor become burden to society. So he has to do whatever he can. Thus, our sages state, make your Shabbos like a weekdays, right? But do not seek the public assistance. So in one place it says, Hashem says, borrow and make the Shabbos special day, eat all of the special dishes, stuff like that, right? In one place. On another place it says, do not borrow, just make it the weekday, eat maybe one small fish, a little extra fish, and that's it, right? So what's the difference? Let's see. Even a dignified sage who become poor should take up a profession. So Rambam is very strong with people who don't be lazy and take a profession. Even degrading a profession and not become dependent on others. Do whatever you can not to be dependent. It is better to skin the hides of dead animals than to tell people I am a wise man, sustain. So basically this dead animals, the way I understand, they smell not so good, right? And it's the filth everywhere, right? So, and it's better for him, for this stage, to be this the one that this butcher, basically, right? Than skin, and it's not even butcher; they take hides. So it's before the butcher, right? So he has to take take care of all of the dirt, and to go and ask people for donations. Any questions?
Yeah, Rabbi, how do you know what's the difference in giving, right? How do you declare that it's maser versus declare that it's tzedakah? Because you might actually do an avera and give maser, maybe you might give all your money as maser when really you want to give all your money as tzedakah.
No, you see, for us it's almost one and the same, right? Because you give tzedakah or maser to Torah institutions, for example, you support Torah, and you support poor people. So it's the same money can go to the either direction.
Got it. So let's say there was a poor person, right? And you gave him $1, then every day you gave him $1, so on and so forth, right? And it ended up being 10%. At the end, can you say that it was maser or no? Or do you have to say, oh,
yes? No, I mean that doesn't make any difference. It was maser, it was tzedakah. Yeah, it was maser. Yeah, so first we start with maser and tzedakah. So the difference, okay, let me talk. So the difference between maser and tzedakah. So maser is obligatory and tzedakah when needed. But show me one day in Jewish life, in our history, when you didn't have needed people. You understand? You always have people who have struggled to pay their rent, who are very poor. You understand? Who have nothing to eat, or children, like Rabbi Reuven said, like winter is coming, and these people realize that they don't have warm clothes for their children. Children grow up. It's not like something wrong. I mean, children grow up. They need new winter clothes. You understand? So that this is tzedakah, so something extra. It was not expected. Okay, continue. Our greatest sages were wood choppers, porters, drawers of wood, and did not ask assistance from the public, and refused to accept it when offered to them. So basically, that's the story of the past. So today it's a little different. Don't ask me why, but that's what it is. Okay. So continue. So basically, as Rambam said in different book. So I mean, in this book, but different sections. So you're not allowed to take money for Torah teaching Torah, right? Why? because you got something for free. Moshe shared this Torah for free, and now you're trying to make money of it. Not fair, right? So they say, so we pay a rabbi, so whoever speakers, whatever they do, to compensate for them for their time. Otherwise, if you, I mean, I know a few guys that very smart, very sharp, and if these people go to business, as I was in a business, like in a business environment, right, for 20 plus years. And I saw this professional, and sometimes they send email, what time is mincha, we have the mincha, right? And you see this is director and CEO for, not CEO, like, well, this, all the titles for taxes, big company, this company. So these people from yeshiva, after all of this education, all of this dedication, they think smart, right? Very sharp from all the angles. So they get the amazing position very fast. So, and this rabbi, instead of teaching you Torah, tell you, learn with you and a partial of the week, he can go to the business and make $100,000, $200,000 easily. You understand? So we compensate and pay him, I don't know, 30,000 just for him to stay and not go to the business. So we compensate his time. So that's why it is allowed today to be charged for teaching Torah.
Right.
Yes.
I know we say that Rambam says you have to work. We say it's okay not to work, right? Now, and Rambam holds that it's praiseworthy to, have a job and be a wood chipper.
Yes.
My question is, in this generation, right? Because both allowed. In this generation, is it more praiseworthy to be in kollel or to have a job and still learn?
Okay. I would say to have a job is to learn. If it's possible, but all of these people, it's very unfortunate. Like in the winter time, we had the Marif also in where we were. So and these people, they had, like, I would go home, like after Marif, I would come with my bag and I would go home. They would stay over. So with this, so you want more money and they want more time of yours. You understand? So it's not for free. So if a person can just work 9 to 5 regular job and support his family and study, absolutely. But if he cannot, that's if he's going to work 12 hours, that's a big problem. He's not going to learn Torah. So it's better for him to stay in home if possible. So okay. So continue. Okay, so next sentence. He should not sell a field, 147. There's a fixed asset which also generates income. So something like fixed income, not fixed income, it's something that produces cash flow, right? So I mean, the Rambam is genius. He in a simple words, in the words of his generation, describe what we must do, right? He should not sell a field. So you have, I don't know, condo apartment, right? That brings you rental income, right? Do not sell it and buy a house, right? So house meaning where are you going to live? 148, which though fixed asset does not generate income. So he sold this condo and buy himself a big house, and now he has to pay all of the taxes, right? And buy a house, sell a house. 149, a fixed income, right? Sell a house and buy a chattel. 150, which can be destroyed. Right, so I mean that's not smart investment, or use money acquired by selling his house for a trade. Rather than money should be invested in another asset or of lasting value, but not for a trade. Okay. Conversely, he should sell chattel and buy field. So you have to upgrade. Right? Right? The rule is that he should aim at improve his financial position and exchange the impermanent for a permanent. So let's read 152 and we explain what does it mean. In Ksubas 79a, give similar advice to a husband who manages wife's property and desires to safeguard it. See Hilchot 22:33. Since it is sound business thinking, the Rambam quotes it for everyone. Okay, so Just in a few words, when they get married, when men and women when they get married, there are several types of assets. One type of asset that she brings to the family, so it belongs to her husband right away. Second is asset is when when it's her 100%, he has no take in it. And the third one is whatever that they describe here. So it stays like under her name, but he can derive like income. Right? If she has a building, I don't know whatever she has, so he can get the rents from the building. But building belongs to her. So that's what Rambam is saying here. So basically, yeah.
From this Rambam, it seems like, let's say you had a Lamborghini, decided to sell it and get a Subaru. He doesn't allow that, it seems like, from this Halachah.
Of course.
Really? But Lamborghini...
No, he said, don't sell your house and buy a car. That's stupid. They say, expensive car. Regular car, Subaru, he can get to work. I have Subaru, by the way. I have Subaru.
I'm saying, let's say he has a Lamborghini, right?
Yeah.
From this Halachah, because Rambam says, wait, you're not allowed to do something just to have more money, right? Not allowed. Okay? So if I have a Lamborghini, it sounds like from this Rambam, I'm not allowed to sell it to get a Subaru. But a Subaru is more responsible than having my Lamborghini still, no?
No. You can sell it, but invest this money into something like a lasting value. Buy for you use it down payment. I'm not sure how Lamborghini costs, but I think you can do a down payment for a house with this money.
Does it
Difference of the money.
Sorry. Does it count as a lasting payment if I use it to buy nice clothes for my wife and kids, or no?
No, it's not. But that's your obligation. It's not up to you. It's not financial investment. Close the baby because but it's an investment in. That's a halachah. That's what you must do. You understand? Same concept. You have to buy wine for your kiddush, right? So you have to on holidays you have to make your wife happy. You have to buy your jewelry, clothes, and stuff like that. And kids, buy them candy. So especially on the holidays, you have to spoil the kids. So that I like Sukkot, I like Pesach. Why? Because my father would take me to special places. My mother would give me this candy, very expensive candy. So they would remember all of these holidays for the rest of their lives. That's what we do. You understand? So with everybody, basically, not only with kids and wife. Okay, continue. Any questions? Okay.
I have one.
Please, yes.
Is the wife allowed to work?
Yes.
And
Okay.
if this yes, which will be examples of this?
Okay. So the question if a wife allowed to work, she always allowed to work if husband allows her. But if he wants her to stay home, she has to stay home basically. But let's say she said, "I know my pretty husband that you're such a wise man. I want you to go to college and learn full time, and I'm going to work." So there's no problem again. But again, all of the money belongs to the husband. So she makes $120,000 making as a nurse or a physician assistant, whatever she is, right? So and he goes to college. He makes $12,000 a year, right? And all of the money belongs to him. So basically, she has to ask him permission to buy this and that, even though she makes all of the money. You understand? That's halachah. Because when we in Jewish marriage is when we marry, we acquire wife. Acquire meaning buying. Buying meaning they from this acquisition they learned all of this other laws, not all of them, many laws of trading. Right? How do you acquire? Yeah, Rufan, any question?
Question here. Should he pay maaser for her income?
Absolutely. It's his income. Absolutely, he must. Absolutely. It's like I give you a slight. I don't want to go in that subject, but just because you ask, I want to give you some example about maaser. It's not our topic. Don't ask me more question about it. Our sages say, So when you calculate, for example, you're a working person, right? You work for a company, and company buys you insurance, medical insurance, right? So, and most of the time you pay some, right? For example, I remember I was paying like family plan. I paid like $500 a month, right? And my company was paying the $1,500. So I have like Blue Cross Blue Shield top insurance. You understand? So they say, so this $1,500, it's additional to my salary. You understand? It's, even though I don't see this money, I don't touch this money, but in essence, I'm getting the benefit, something like tangible, right, that I can use for this $1,500, right? So they say that if you would buy the same insurance, let's say if you don't have, if they would not provide you insurance, right? And you would say, I'm not going to buy this $2,000 insurance for my family. It's too much, right? But I would buy $1,000 insurance. So you have to give the masel from 1,000 extra. You understand?
Got
So
it.
because it's still mine. I don't want to go. It's just one example. It's not okay. It's not our topic.
Gotcha.
Any other question, Israel?
I was thinking the examples of work or jobs.
Yeah, she can work in many professions. If it's nears, if it's modest, she can work any job. Any job.
Yeah, but today you see there is much immorality, immodesty, and how.
No, but she
must-
can be modest. No, what's that? If she's modest, if it's a modest job, for example, in Brooklyn here, many Jewish women. I have something like speech therapist. It's like Jewish profession. It's like being 47th Street, right? It's Jewish. Although like most of the people are Jews, so it's in a Jewish speech therapist. I mean to help the babies, right? To develop the speech. So it's all of the Jewish women, right? Why? Because they can regulate their time. They're free. They can take care of the kids and go like make appointments on their own. And then they pay good money, basically.
But
So
what if the work or the job first must it be certified or be consulted with the rabbi?
I mean, of course, it's if you're not sure, if no Jews in this profession, or you're not
Because
sure.
in that example, we were talking about between the community. What about, for example, I have one job usually women like to choose, which is social communication, which is basically journalism. That would be a kosher job or not? I
mean, okay, it's not proper. It's not proper for a man. It says Perkios. It's not proper for a man to talk to a woman, right? It says minimize your conversation with the women, right? And it's including your wife. Forget about it. And they say if it's including your wife, needless to say, your neighbor's wife. So it's not that kosher. So I mean, try to avoid all this. Like today, it's so easy. There's so many jobs that you don't need to see the customers. You can see the front of the computer or stuff like that, or work in the medical environment, some other things.
Yeah, but I ask this because usually, especially today, that where everybody is trying to do teshuvah, and maybe girls or women are thinking still in the past with jobs or about jobs outside a Jewish community, and maybe those jobs are not kosher.
Maybe okay, in all these big decisions and taking profession, taking field that you want to dedicate your life to, right? I mean, part of your life. So you have to ask rabbi before you start all of this, going to college and get all the degree and invest so much money. You have to ask a rabbi. Yeah, absolutely. So there are some people, many people, they got, for example, here in the US, guys that got lawyer's degree. They paid a lot of money. And now they want to come closer, do teshuvah, and now they find out they cannot be criminal lawyers, they cannot be divorce lawyers. So basically, the top-paying jobs are out, right? So I mean, there's not all of the other types of lawyers not so not so well paid. I mean, they're well paid, but not so much as a criminal lawyer, for example. In a sense, but if they would ask a rabbi, kosher rabbi, before making all these lifelong decisions, so they would not do this mistake. You understand? Okay.
Very quickly, could you tell us why you're not allowed to be a criminal lawyer?
Okay. Who wants to answer this question? Okay, no, one second.
I would assume it's because as a criminal lawyer, your job is to defend everybody, even if they are criminals. So that would put you in a very bad circumstance with Hashem.
But just don't take those jobs. That's the whole point. Just don't take those jobs as a criminal.
And you'd be out of a job.
Exactly. You see, all of the people you potentially, that's one reason. So all of these potential clients, everybody, like even the thieves, they pretend to be innocent. What do you mean? I just took. That's not okay. There's police. There's that. They would give you a million reasons why they think that. Okay.
Even criminal lawyers have to defend speeding tickets or drunk drivers, and they were drunk driving. That's their main like bread and butter is drunk driving.
Exactly. So everybody knows that person is wrong. It's one reason. Second reason. So what was the second reason? The second reason, this guy goes against the Torah every day of his life. Against the Torah. For example, the Torah says that if Jew steals, he has to pay double. But according to American law, they can put him behind bars for 10 years. You understand? So so it's going against the Torah. It's lawyers and judges.
I have a question because of this topic.
It's not our topic. It's not our topic. We're going off the top. Let's leave this extra question until the end of the class. Okay. I want to try to be on topic. Okay. All right. All right. So continue. Last sentence. His intention should not be to enjoy slight moment, pleasure. Right. We finished, right? Right. And to enjoy slight monetary pleasure, or enjoy some slight pleasure, for which he incurs a great loss. So 153. As Rabbi Reuben said, he said like in this story, he said many times. This he had clients. When he was in Wall Street, clients as here like these athletes, right? And so one was like I don't know, basketball player from the hood. And basically, overnight he became like a millionaire. So they signed like I don't know $5 million contract with him. So what he did, he went to this Range Rover dealership and he bought 4 Range Rovers different colors to give to his friends. Yeah, you understand? So it's stupid people. Like it's exactly what Rambam is saying. Right, so it's to just slight monetary pleasure that he can afford these things, but he going to down very soon. Is a decision like that. Commentary 153. Our translation follows the standard published text. Appears somewhat redundant. Okay. So basically, we're going to go with their translation. I don't want to confuse you. Okay. Continue. Okay, we try to start next halachah and see what happens. The Torah sage should conduct his business dealing with honesty and actually, you know what, we have 12 minutes. No, 15. The Torah sage should conduct his business dealing with honesty and good faith. Okay. When his answer is no, he says no. When his answer is yes, he says yes. So today in our society, so when somebody says no, so you will ask. So he said no, but was it no more like yes or no like no? Like people like they cannot be straight. Like I like people sometimes like they shock when they say do you want to come? I said no. Whoa! But you could be say maybe you think about maybe. I said no, I don't want to come. I don't have time. No, right? No, that's it. But people like they shock with being straight. I don't know why. Right? That's what Rambam teaches. He's stringent with himself in his accounting, gives and yields to others when buys from them, but is not demanding about what he owes them, or what they owe him. I'm sorry. So okay, he gives a little extra. Don't be cheap. Don't be like right. So give guy a little extra. Make him happy. He pays for his purchases immediately. So I mean, for us, maybe it's not apply in our times because I mean we pay with the credit cards and stuff like that. Yeah, go ahead.
As far as I know, for example, there was this one rabbi. I had to buy something from him and I had to pay him back. Okay, so I was like, listen, take this extra $1, so on and so forth, you know, because like I had a $5 bill, I didn't really want to take change. Okay, so he told me there might be a problem with it counting as interest. Is that true?
It could be true, yes.
Then why over here do we say you should give more?
No, it's interest. So if it, okay, so they say you give more. For example, if you have a store and you sell, I don't know, whatever you sell. So you see in today's world, it's most of the food are packaged, right? And all the days it was not packaged. So you want to sell somebody like half a pound or whatever of beans. So you measure half a pound and you throw another 3 beans, 5 beans. Whatever, just make him happy. Just to see that the scales is down, right? So for sure you gave him more than he paid for. So and that makes people happy, basically.
Understood.
You understand? But when you pay, when you buy, so give them a little extra. It's not interest. Interest if you borrow, and you have to pay back after some time. But if you pay right now, it's not interest. And so that's the difference. Okay. He pays for his purchases immediately. So it's credit cards for us. It's immediate, basically. He does not act as a guarantor, accept object for deposit, or act as a debt collector for the lender. Okay, and we're going to learn how, but basically when you guarantor, so you have to pay back, right? And you put that the person, so basically the person had bad credit, whatever, he could not buy, but somehow he said, I have this uncle of mine that can be guarantor, and now they're going to lend. And now he's relaxed. Okay, if I cannot pay, what is the worst can happen? They're going to come to my uncle. He's going to pay. He's a rich guy. You understand? And it's absolutely wrong. So when you put yourself in that position and person buys or borrows money more than he can afford, so you put a stumbling block in front of the blind. So you understand what I'm saying? So we're not allowed to do that. So if you know that person is not a reliable person, of course he's going to give you a compliment and dear uncle and this and that, but don't go that way. Okay. Continue. He accepts obligations in matters of buying and selling to which Torah does not hold him liable, in order to uphold, right, and not go back on his verbal commitment. Okay. So even though, like, if you say that you're going to do it, so I'll say you say that handshake, it's everything. So if you say the word is a word. So even though there is no written documents, but I'll say, and he understand. So I'll say just say that be cursed that man who go back on his word. Yeah, you understand? That's a big problem. So our Jewish word should be like Rabbi Mizrachi said many times in the days of his father was in jewelry business, or he was making diamonds. So people in 47th Street, they just shake hands. They give each other like a bag of diamonds worth of hundreds of thousands of dollars, even though they were not that rich themselves. And they know like these guys going to steal from what is normal. Just shake hands. There is no contract. I mean, he could fake the diamonds. So nobody would do that. You understand? So, but today they need the contracts, and on this contract, another contract, and plus insurance, plus witnesses, like everything. But that's not what Torah is teaching us.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
are you allowed not to make any contract when, let's say, when you money to a cousin or a brother? How you when
No,
you
no, no. You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do that.
so you must write a contract or not
you
write a
must
contract?
write a contract because it's under the same prohibition, putting a stumbling block in front of the blind. So now he would say like his wife is not he has a beautiful wife, and she said, look, this guy I don't know, Reuven, he has money. Your uncle has money. Well, he has this store and that store, and they go to vacation 7 times a year. And look at us. Okay, this $10,000 he's going to survive. Please, he forgot about it long time ago. You understand? So, and plus, do they have a contract? Reuven, do you have? No, I don't have a contract. Okay, so he forgot. Please stop it. You understand? And then this guy becomes so. Whose problem is it? It's fault of this guy. Of the uncle who lent the money is our contract. You understand? So now he cannot bring him to the court, and this guy is a thief 100%.
So, but the example, for example, if I have a relative very close to me that is known to be very reliable, are you allowed to make a contract or
money do many bad things to the people? So the close relatives become enemies. Children go against the parents. Parents go ready to poison the children. Mother can steal from a child. You normal? So it says in the Torah this example that when somebody is like digging like a tunnel under your house, so don't kill him. Why? Because it might be your father, and your father, like he's not. Even if you fight with your father, most likely he's not going to kill you. You understand? But all other thieves, if they like tunnel to your house in night, they're ready to kill. So basically, Torah gives you this example: the father wants to steal from his son. You normal father steal from his son? It's very possible.
So finally, the halachah is to make a contract.
Yes,
with relatives. No matter if it is a relative.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so I think we're not going to finish this. So let's stop on this so we can open for questions. Okay, any topic. Okay, go ahead.
Right. I'm pretty sure Rambam is the one who says that the halachah is when students are sitting, the teacher has to sit, right? When students are standing, the teacher has to stand when teaching, right? It's definitely in the Gemara.
I don't remember. I mean, I learned this hard, but I don't remember. So,
I think
what the difference does it make? Please tell me. What is the difference?
We're sitting and you're standing, so I want to know if it's
no. Oh, it's actually from this week parsha. Guess what? Connection to this week parsha. Kiddush. Listen to this. So it says that it was hard for Abraham to stand up. So Hashem said, "You sit, and I'm going to stand." In the memory of this, Rashi said, so your children, meaning the court, the judges, are going to sit, and Shechina is going to stand. And it says Shechina is among the judges. You understand? So that's perfect. Okay, so it's perfectly normal when somebody stands in other seats. So whatever. I mean, it's more comfortable for me to stand, basically. Okay. So any other questions?
I have.
Go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
I have about Noahide. I was thinking, always thinking in the example of this country where I live, which is Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
Is a Noahide allowed to work as a lawyer?
Noahide, he's allowed to work a little, yes.
Because in Argentina, basically, politicians are very corrupt, and they, on purpose, they lack of the seventh Noahide law or establish a court justice court system.
Okay.
I mean, they put away, they corrupt every system So the lawyers can make profit, and they in some way they like how to say, they manufacture like a mafia. So this is common here in Argentina.
Okay,
It's
so
very known and around the world.
Exactly. But in every field, people could be corrupted in every field of the living. So if he wants to be a lawyer, just try to be honest, and that's it. Don't get all this corruption cases. That's it. They're simple people, and I mean, it's not up to him the decision. Don't give the bribes, and that's it. That's I mean, if he cannot afford to be a lawyer like that, so let him change the profession. And what can we do? You understand? But there is no problem to be a lawyer. I mean, for Noahide.
But there is a certain type of lawyer that may be forbidden for a Noahide.
I don't know. I mean, there are certain cases that would be forbidden for a lawyer to take. For example, a case of abortion that she wants to abort and he is not allowed to represent her. Or when this lawyer knows that this criminal is lying, for sure lying, so he's not allowed to be his lawyer. But how long he's going to be there? I mean, if he was his lawyer for a few days, I don't know, on the day 3 he found out this guy is lying. So basically, I mean, in America they can complain of a lawyer, and lawyer can lose his license. I don't know. It's hard to question. I don't know.
So maybe if Noahide has a strong connection to Israel, maybe it would be better to consult a rabbi that is a specialist in Noahide laws.
Oh yes, maybe.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? Any topic? Okay. All right, then. So then we stop here. So until tomorrow we will learn in what Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, Beezrat Hashem, 9 p.m. Sorry, 9 p.m. All right. Good night, everybody. Take care.
Good night. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.